Welcome to June 17th of the Backyard Baseball Project, also known as the Backyard Project. My name is Alex Murray, also known as the Axel. We're going to run through Monday's games live here on the video, or on the VOD here at this point. I've been doing some Twitter stuff in the past, but I've decided that doing a VOD might actually be more efficient for me, and also more efficient for viewers. So we're going to test this out, see how this week goes of just doing video reviews of every single game. We will run over each game, the box scores, the highlights, everything. Well, not the highlights, but the highlights of the box scores. And we'll see how fast that goes. So, Monday, June 17th of the Backyard Project saw the Giants and the Tikis, Earl Abbott and Roy Halladay, squaring off. The Tikis have been one of the hottest teams, although they are on a 4-game losing streak right now. They have not managed to surpass that 20 wins mark. The Frogs have taken over the best record in the league at 21-9. But in regards to Roy Halladay and Earl Abbott, the simulation shows the Giants will take this one. Extra innings victory for the Giants as they win 4-1. 3 runs scored in the top of the 11th after giving up the tying run in the bottom of the 8th. Good outing for both starting pitchers, but it goes all the way until the 11th inning when the Giants get home runs. It might be one in the 3rd and the rest in the 11th, but Andrew Jones, Adam Dunn, and Samuel Middleton all hit home runs. That's number 11, by the way, for Andrew Jones. He has been getting on fire as of lately. Wim Takefield only goes 1 for 5. Maswamp goes 3 for 5, though. Good performance for him at this point. Lone Ranger, Ollie Bubbles looking pretty good. And of course, Abbott, Halladay. Very good starts for both of them. Both teams will be very happy with quality starts like those. But again, going all the way until she walks, gives up the 3 runs and the 3 solo homers in the top of the 11th. So the Tikis again will fail to reach 20 wins as they will fall to 19-12. The Goats and Squirrels are our game number 2. Tex Reader versus Brenda Marquardt. Both of these aces have been very good so far this season. Squirrels very good at home, Goats not very good on the road, and it will continue that way as the Squirrels defeat the Goats 7-3. Very sound whooping for the Squirrels at this point as they move to 18-13. No homers for either team, but a good outing from Brenda Marquardt. Reader got knocked around a little bit after, well, he got the first 3 innings. 6 runs given up by Reader. Settled in after that, but the damage was done. Big performances for the day, of course, going to Billy Bean. Crabber having a good day so far. Estrada and Carlson all having good performances as well. Moving on to game number 3, we're going to be seeing the Admirals at home against the Astronauts. So the Astronauts visiting here. Pedro Martinez for the Admirals up against Charlie Brown of the Astronauts. Big game here for the Admirals. They'd like to get to 20 wins, advance over the Tikis for the Clanky League division in terms of records at this point. That would be very helpful for them. And they will. They will secure their 20th win of the season as the Admirals defeat the Astronauts 7-2. Pedro Martinez gets win number 3. Charlie Brown, unfortunately, saddled with the loss, gets loss number 5 of the season. Pappas and Thornton hit homers for the Admirals. Horfin hits homer number 5 for the Astronauts. Take a look at their box score really fast here, just really quickly. Good day for Thornton. Not a good day for the Astronauts offense. Just a couple of scattered hits across the board. Not a whole lot happening besides the solo homer for Horfin. And then another run scored by, looked like Ray Jones back in the, that would have been the 5th inning, I believe. So a good performance from the Admirals starting pitcher Pedro Martinez to scatter 4 hits, no walks over 6 1/3 inning, 10 strikeouts. Good performance for them across the board. Even Charlie Brown coming in with 12 strikeouts. Good day for him, even though he gave up the 7 runs, 6 of them earned. So not a bad day for both clubs, but the Admirals will take this one. Looking to also get their 20th win of the season is the Pioneers at home against the Privateers. Matessa Sturgis against Al Johnson between the two division rival in the Explorers division. Al Johnson looking to go 8-0 for the season. The Pioneers looking for their 20th win. Matessa Sturgis looking to counteract that, but they won't get it as it goes all the way to the 13th inning. So it was an extra inning ball game with the Privateers scoring in the top of the 13th. But the Pioneers come back in the bottom of that same inning to score 2 runs and take the ball game. So player of the day, of course, was Al Johnson, going 8 innings of 2-run, no earned run balls. So unfortunately, the errors to Munashi and Evans took away a chance to be able to have probably a shutout or even potentially a complete game. But you will take that victory if you're the Pioneers. You get your 20th win of the season. You scatter about 9 hits across 13 innings, 5 walks, 20 strikeouts, though. Definitely worth striking out a ton against the Privateers pitchers. 10 of them going to Matessa Sturgis, and then 6 and 4 to Blessings and French, respectively. But a good day for the pitching staff of the Pioneers. They managed to squeak out the victory, coming back in the bottom of the 13th in the walk-off 2-run double for Springs. Is that Jerry? No, Jimmy Springs. So a great day for the Pioneers to get their 20th victory of the season. Game number 5 is going to be between the Frogs and the Mallards. Frogs at 21-9 of the regular season, 10-20 are the Mallards. The Mallards have definitely been trying to come back as of lately, including their ace pitcher Greg Maddux, who has dropped the ERA, I think, from about 5. Was it 5.0 at one point? Gotta make sure I double check that now. Yeah, so it was around 6-5 by the beginning of the season. He went on an 0-5 record and has since then dropped his ERA down to 3.31. The Frogs looking to keep the best record in the league at 21-9. They want to get to 22-9. Let's see if the Mallards can pull an upset right here. They will not. Fred Benson hits homer number 8 for the Frogs, and they will take down the Mallards 7-3. Ben Sheets wins game number 4 of the season, and Maddux gets loss number 7. So the Frogs do score 3 runs in the first, 3 runs in the 7th, and that's all they needed, as your Kidneys hit a 2-run single in the top of the 7th to help the Frogs keep that lead going forward. Again, this is Benson, Kidneys, Dada, and Zoolander, and also Walnut for the Frogs. So their lineup has been phenomenal all season long. And Ben Sheets going 5 2/3 only, but a run given up, 6 hits, 10 strikeouts. He does get the win. Hoskins coming in, giving up 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th, though. Almost made it a save situation for the Frogs. But they will take this one. 22-9 are your Frogs now officially. And they will be atop the Clanky League division and Clanky League in general with 22 wins. Threshers and Cacti are our game number 6. Randy D. Johnson, also known as the Big Unit, up against first name, last name of the Cacti. The Cacti have been very good so far this season. Let's see if they can keep that going. And they can. 5-1 victory for the Cacti, moving them to 18-13. Parker Collum had home run number 4 for the regular season. First name, last name gets win number 4, drops the ERA down to 2.00. A good day performance for the Cacti's pitching staff. Meyer gives up the 1 run. Wagner comes in to basically keep the game from getting into any kind of trouble at this point. Johnson and Hobbs give up runs each, unfortunately, so they don't go to any of their better relief pitchers for the Threshers, but you can't really do that when you're not in the lead, unfortunately. Good day for Manny Hatton, the catcher of the Cacti, as well as Fizzlebeef and Maxwell. And also Paul Perry. Good day for all of them. PB McGee, Ivan Rodriguez, and Parker Collum, the only people to get hits for the Threshers. So the Threshers still struggling with their offensive production. It's going to be interesting to see how they can perform down the stretch with the struggles they've got at this point. The Ducks are up against the Cluckers. This is going to be Benjamin Abenduct versus Angela Del Vecchio. Both have had off and on seasons so far, although Benjamin Abenduct is the only pitcher to actually have 10 decisions for his 10 starts. He's the only pitcher to ever have that. I think the next person has had, I think it's 8 or 9. And that might even be less because of the fact that we've had a couple of extra inning games so far today. So, I mean, just looking around the board, Wasey only has an 8-1 record. Let's see, who else had records? Maddox has only had 8 decisions, Johnson 8 decisions, and that's with today's games on top of their usual stuff. Brown, there you are, that's the person. So 11 starts, 10 decisions. So Brown was the only other person who's come close to Abenduct for 10 decisions for 10 starts. Let's see if Abenduct can get a win or a loss here and keep that rolling. And unfortunately, he will not. So the first time that Abenduct is not going to be the deciding winner or loser of a baseball game, as the Cluckers take down the Ducks 3-2 in the 9th inning. Bottom of the 9th walk-off. Is this a homer walk-off? No, a walk-off run-scoring single for, is this Bubba Jones? Oh my gosh, is it really? No, Barbara Jones. All right, Barbara Jones hits the walk-off single in the bottom of the 9th inning against Peter Levine after Abendut goes a solid 7 innings, 2 runs, 8 hits though, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, gives up the solo homer, 2-run homer to Geriatric back in the 6th. Angela Del Vecchio has a solid performance, goes 6 1/3, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. So she kept the Ducks offense very, very quiet throughout the entire course of the game. And Michael Young having a 3-for-4 performance. Geriatric 2-for-4 with that 2-run home run. And the Cluckers will take this one. Will Jacobs III gets his 5th win of the season. For a relief pitcher, that is amazing. He's blown a couple of games and had a couple of losses, but otherwise, Will Jacobs III, one of the Cluckers' best relief pitchers at this point, also known as Will Cubed. Moving on, we have the Apollos versus the Captains. Bubbles Sugar Sox versus Wasey. I can never say this last name correctly. I think it's Cheitman. That's how I'm supposed to say it, I believe. But anywho, Bubbles versus Wasey, Apollos and the Captains. Captains looking for their 21st win of the regular season. Apollos looking to try to get back to 500 at this point. And the Apollos will take it 5-0. Bubbles comes in roaring for the evening and takes down the Captains. Captains have been, were off to a good start for the regular season, and they have been falling ever since. Bubbles Sugar Sox goes 6 innings, 11 strikeouts, 3 hits and 3 walks. Wasey goes 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 walks, 5 runs though, on 12 strikeouts. Homer going to Holly Franklin in the 2nd inning. That was a 3-run homer. And that was all the Apollos needed. They tacked on 2 more in the 5th, but that was a Ken Griffey Jr. double, I believe, off of Wasey at that point. So all the runs going to Wasey at this point. The rest of the bullpen comes in with a good job. Knight gets save number 2 on a 3-inning save for Shadow Knight. Congratulations to Shadow Knight and that person who submitted that character. The Apollos go to 15-16 for regular season. The Captains fall to 20-11. And the last game for the Clanky League is going to be the Foxhounds at the Robins. Cliff Lee up against Grace Tipton. Both of these starters have been excellent so far this regular season. Cliff Lee has been a resounding success for an otherwise very unsuccessful Foxhounds club who are looking to stave off their 20th loss of the regular season. Let's see if they can do that today, ladies and gentlemen. They will not, unfortunately. The Foxhounds do lose after giving up 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. That was the tying run, and the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 8th. Homers to Lena Inge, her 15th of the regular season. That should be our new home run leader for the Backyard Project at this point. Waddles hit homer number 1 for the Foxhounds. That's Tubby. And then, of course, Seamus O'Hooligan got home run number 3 for the Robins. So, player of the day, of course, going to Lena Inge. Her 3-run homer off of Ernie Steele in the bottom of the 8th inning was all that it took, as Ernie Steele, unfortunately, not able to keep the ball game in a winning position for the Foxhounds. Grace Tipton doesn't get the win, and Lee doesn't get the loss. It'll all go to the bullpen, unfortunately, as Steele gets blown save number 2, and his 4th loss of the regular season. Good days for Lena Inge, Thumper McThumpers, and a couple of the hitters for the Foxhounds, which would be Katowitz, Kylie, and Watty. We'll see if they can keep getting some of these people switched around as they start to get better performances, and we'll see what the Foxhounds decide to do. They might be in a position to go all in on some kind of a trade or something at this point. Moving on to the Sunny Day League. We're at 15 minutes in this video, so let's make it another 15 and we'll call it good. Swatters at the Whistlers. Kenny Kawaguchi versus Mark Burley. Burley. Good grief. The Whistlers are 18-12 for the regular season. Swatters are 11-19. And the winner of this ball game is going to be the Swatters. A great performance from their starting pitcher, Kenny Kawaguchi, but also from Mark Burley. Both clubs keep it really close all the way to the end, as it's a 2-1 victory for the Swatters as they take down the Whistlers. Mariano Rivera gets save number 6, drops the ERA down a little bit. Kawaguchi gets win number 7 of the regular season, has a 3.01 ERA to his name. No home runs for either club, 10 hits to 7. So there was some hits around the board. Jermaine Dye, Kenny Lofton, Ichiro Suzuki, Henri Deschamps, and Jimmy Rollins, as well as the pitcher spot, Kenny Kawaguchi getting 2 hits as well. So an interesting, and then one of those being a triple. Wow. All right, Kenny, do it all today. Kenny Kawaguchi, definitely your player of the day. Gary Allen was ejected in the second inning for arguing a strike call. Oh, man, I didn't actually know that I have ejections turned on. But anywho, yeah, Gary Allen was pulled out of the game due to arguing balls and strikes. Glad that the Swatters have a backup first baseman that they can actually call upon to play at that position. So, Swatters, take a game from the Whistlers at this point. Whistlers fall to 18-13. They were one of the better squads in the Sunny Day League, so we'll see if someone else can rise to take that position now. Isotopes and Jay Green taking on the Crushers on the road with Derek McCattery, the hometown pitcher, going up against Jay Green. Derek McCattery has been fantastic so far this regular season, guys. He has been one of the best pitchers out there. His 1.52 ERA is phenomenal. Jay Green, 3.18 ERA. Very good season for him as well. But only one team can win after this little click right here, and it's going to be the Isotopes. The Isotopes get all over Derek McCattery, he sees his ERA rise up to 2.25. Jay Green gets the win, his 4th for the regular season. He also hits home run number 6. Nicolino De Benedetto hits homer number 1. Finally, his first homer of the regular season for Nicolino. The 26 power, though, definitely a reason why he's not doing so good there. Gwen Sears has homer number 5, and then I think this is Annie Frazier has homer number 1. And the pitcher, Derek McCattery, has home run number 1 for the Crushers. So they see a couple of solo shots, it looks like. But they will lose this ball game 12-3. As the bullpen cannot hold it together after McCattery leaves. Winkelberger gives up 5, and then Puller comes in to give up 0, but it was just a little bit too late at that point. Good offensive production from the Isotopes, 14 hits compared to 7. Prince Fielder had a 3-for-5 day, as did Gwen Sears. Otherwise, across the board, everybody was hitting. There wasn't a whole lot of walks, but the 14 hits across the board means that everybody got a hit, including the pitcher spot, so that's a great sign for a lot of people. 12 runs scored on the 14 hits. That is impressive. That means that not a lot of people are left on base. And a great performance there for the Isotopes to score all of the runs they saw, at least I'm assuming in scoring position. So a good day for the Isotopes. They moved to 15-16 for the regular season. The Koalas and Manatees are next. Guy Walker against Jake Peavy. Guy Walker has been good so far this season. He does have a harder team than Jake Peavy and his Manatees, as they are only 10-20 for the regular season. Manatees not much better, only 12-18. So unfortunately, a battle of the bottom feeders here at this point, and we'll see who wins. The Koalas will take this one. Guy Walker wheeling and dealing in a 1-0 victory for the Koalas as they take down the Manatees, 5 hits to 6. Jake Peavy has a phenomenal outing as well, but 8 innings by Guy Walker. Holtzman gets save number 9 for the regular season, and Walker has 11 strikeouts with only 6 hits and 1 walk given up. Jake Peavy gives up the 1 run in the top of the second, and that's all that the Koalas needed to be able to win this ball game, as they will take it 1-0. A lot of people with zeros across the boards, a lot of strikeouts, 23 strikeouts combined for both squads. So a good day for both pitching staffs, not a good day for both hitting staffs. And Koalas get their 11th win of the season, dropping the Manatees down to loss number 19. Moving on, we have our worst team in the Backyard Project. Unfortunately, the Lancers are the lowest ranked team at 8-22. Dontrell Willis, their best pitcher, going up today against Chauncey Cheesemeister of the Highlanders, who are 12-18, so not much better. Both pitchers looking to have a good outing today, and it will go to the Lancers. The Lancers scored 3 runs combined in the 3rd and 4th inning. They end up cruising with another run in the 7th inning to win this ball game 4-3. The Lancers get home runs from, is that Stacy Gordon? Yes, Stacy Gordon and Alex Rodriguez. That's A-Rod's 9th homer of the regular season. Dontrell Willis wins game number 6 of the year as Gagne gets save number 4. Not very many chances for saves, and you only win 9 games, so they're definitely still trying to use Gagne as much as possible. Cheesemeister goes the entire game for the Highlanders, but gives up the 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Takes loss number 4 for the regular season. So, unfortunately, a rough day for Cheesemeister and the Highlanders as they will fall 4-3 to the Lancers. Our last 5 games of the day are going to be between the Kings and Nobles to start us off. Amanda Hellerman versus Josh Beckett. Big matchup here between a couple of the middling teams. The Nobles looking to go above 500 once again, and they will. It was a walk-off in the bottom of the 10th for a 7-6 victory. That was a sacrifice fly by Todd Helton in the bottom of the 10th inning to win the ball game, as the Nobles will take this one 7-6 as they get a good day from Grady Sizemore, who has 4 RBIs on a 3-for-5 performance. Francis Bluer, 2-for-4 performance, 4 RBIs, right up there in the same category. But the offense of the Nobles is just enough to outpace the Kings as they will take this game, even though Baby A has blown save number 2 of the regular season. Bach will get the win as the final pitcher in the game, and Anna Marin will get the loss, regretfully, giving up the 1 sacrifice fly. Hellerman had a good, decent enough performance, as did Josh Beckett, although he only went 5 1/3 innings, so we'll see how that goes down the road. But lots of offense for both ball clubs at this point. Lots of singles, lots of doubles, a couple home runs scattered in amongst all those other ones out there. A grand slam by Grady Sizemore, that's why. There you go. Grand slam in the bottom of the 5th for Grady Sizemore. The Kings came back, and then the Nobles came back to tie it up in the bottom of the 8th and then walk it off in the 10th. So, very, very roller coaster game right here between the Nobles and the Kings. But the Nobles, again, will take it. They'll move to 16-15. Kings fall to 13-18. Jazz and the Warlocks. This is Johan Santana and Pablo Sanchez of the Warlocks versus Rex Fuller of the Jazz. Big game right about here. I'm pretty sure the Jazz have Albert Pujols and Boom Boom McBroom. That's right. So a big matchup between a couple of sluggers right here. Let's see if Johan Santana and Pablo Sanchez can put a good number on the board for us. And they will not. The Jazz will score 6 unanswered runs all the way through the 7th inning. The Warlocks surprisingly wake up in the bottom of the 8th and 9th, but they only score 3 runs to lose this ball game 6-3. So Albert Pujols carries his Jazz ball club, hitting 2 home runs for the evening. Rex Fuller has a fantastic start as Johan Santana only goes 5 2/3, gives up 4 runs on 8 hits. Nameless Poet unfortunately can't keep the Jazz offense silent, as he gives up 2 runs on 2 1/3 innings. So the Jazz all out with their are making all the noise, making all the music at this point, and they will swing their way to a 6-3 victory. Rex Fuller goes 7 2/3, gives up the 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and then Trevor Hoffman Jr. gives up the 1 run in the 9th. Francisco Rodriguez was the setup man to put the game back in order in the bottom of the 8th. So yeah, Pujols, solo homer, 2-run homer, and Jeremy Burnitz, a 2-run homer, is all that the Jazz needed. Pablo Sanchez did go 1 for 4 for triple, but that's not what we expect from our best hitter in the Sunny Day League. So unfortunately, Albert Pujols out-duels Pablo Sanchez, and Jeremy Burnitz adds on a couple of extra hits, as well as Neil Donovan, and I believe that's John Valor. Get some good at-bats in for the Jazz, as well as Keith Richards, I believe. Good performance from all of them at this point. They did a good job. Oh, and Tekojo. Wow, okay, so the Jazz were all over the place. 15 hits. 15 hits, 2 walks, 14 strikeouts, unfortunately, on top of all that. Boom Boom having the hat trick, as well as John Valor. But a good outing for the Jazz as they take win number 15. The Warlocks drop to 13-18 for the regular season. The Ninjas and Reapers, two of our best ball clubs in the Sunny Day League, going up against each other today. This is going to be Ramona Bennett versus John Smoltz. Both pitchers have been off and on good so far this regular season. John Smoltz was an all-star, but we did not actually use him in the all-star game, so he's fully rested and ready to go. The Ninjas looking to get their 18th win of the regular season. The Reapers looking to keep their home split in a good positive light and get their 10th home victory today. And they will. The Reapers will take down the Ninjas in the walk-off in the bottom of the 9th inning as the game was tied all the way from the 7th until the 9th. And it will be a walk-off single for, that's Tennille, I believe. That's Captain. Yes, Captain Tennille will get the walk-off single off of Christina Beatty after Ramona Bennett gives way to her. So Bennett goes 8 innings, 1 run given up. Beatty, unfortunately, does come in, give up the solo, or the single, the solo run in the bottom of the 9th to give up the ball game. Wow. John Smoltz goes 5 1/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 2 hits, 4 walks, no runs given up. Mo Willis, I believe it's Mo at least. No, Mike Willis, my apologies. Mike Willis gives up the 1 run, 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and then Humberto Anders comes in for his 6th win of the season. He will take the win as he pitched into the 8th and 9th inning for the Reapers. So a good day for the Reapers. They'll take that win even though it's a tighter, harder to stomach victory. Lacianda Abe had 3 for 4 performance for the day. Carlos Delgado a 2 for 4 performance. I believe that was a double. Yeah, double in the 6th inning, which scored a run for the Reapers. But otherwise, very quiet game for both sides. And a lot of pitching performance. But again, Reapers will take this one 2-1 over the Ninjas. So they go to 19-12 for the regular season. The Lake Monsters and Marmots are up next. Boogers McGee versus Miller Mack. Both of these pitchers have been very good so far this regular season. Very, very good. And we'll see how they perform today on their late evening ball game as the Lake Monsters look for win number 18 of the regular season, and the Marmots look for a big 2-0 victory right here. They want their 20th win if possible. They'd like to get it right now. And the Lake Monsters will give it to them as the Marmots score 9 runs in the 2nd and 5th innings combined. They get homers from Cozart, that's Dawn, I believe, Dawn Cozart, her 8th homer of the season, and Susan Gore, her 8th homer of the regular season. Veronica Lee and Justin Morneau hit homers for the Lake Monsters, but they will fall 11-5. Boogers McGee, unfortunately, gives up 9 runs in 4 1/3 inning. Miller Mack does a better job, 5 1/3, 1 earned run. I think that's Diana Hayes. Not a good job coming in off of the quality start, almost quality start from Miller Mack. But they do hold on to this victory. They even use James Bond just to finish up the entire ball game at this point. And yeah, an 11-5 victory, nothing to sneeze at this point. Great performance from the Marmots. A lot of scattered offense across all of their players. Almost everybody had hits. A couple people didn't, but a couple extra additional walks in there as well. Not a lot of strikeouts. You'd like to see that all across the board. Good, solid victory right there for the Marmots as they take win number 20 of the regular season. And our last game, the last game of the regular season, is between the Exotics division. The Mythics at 14-16 taking on the Kangaroos with a swapped record of 16-14. John Haber versus Ryder Van Otterloo. Big matchup here for the Mythics. They'd like to get back to 500, and the Kangaroos would like to get up to the top of their division and potentially have a chance to go to a good playoff position. This is a big matchup right here for both clubs. Both of them would really like to have this win right here, be able to get the second half of the season with a good step forward. So let's see who wins. In the end, it will be the Kangaroos. The Kangaroos will take this one. Haber is saddled with the loss. Powers gets the win, and Saito gets save number 9 for the regular season as Van Otterloo only manages to go 7 1/3 inning. Only manages to go 7 1/3. Doesn't get the win, unfortunately, as I believe it's Kenny Powers unfortunately does give up the tying run in the top of the 8th, but the Kangaroos come back in the bottom of the 8th, making Kenny Powers the winner. Saito getting the save, of course, as well. Autoloo had a great performance. Good quality start for him. Haber also having a quality start, 7 1/3 inning, 3 runs given up. Good performance from both ball clubs. The hits were there, 10 hits to 8. 2 errors for the Kangaroos to Soriano and Chang. Doubles to Dunkel, Gwynn Sr., Chipper Jones, Howard having the solo home run. Lots of singles for the Kangaroos, which is amazing. They get 3 runs off of basically 8 singles and 3 walks. And the 10 hits of the Mythics, just not enough, even with the 4 for 5 performance from Tony Gwynn Sr. Not enough to be able to give them a win, and the Kangaroos will take this one 17-14. So your regular season standings after June 17th will look like this, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the Monday games. We'll be doing this again on Wednesday for another whole day's worth of games. We'll see who wins, see how the schedule looks, also review statistics and all that kind of stuff, and we'll review news as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on Wednesday.